see the work of a pileated woodpecker here. Welcome back to our off-grid adventure. In our last episode, we discovered water dripping from the ceiling of the cargo trailer onto our belongings. So, after removing ice and slush from the roof, Charles peeled off some of the sealant and looked for leaks. What's the verdict?
Well, I found a few spots that could definitely be leaking, but others that I have no idea why it's leaking.
The next day, Charles took advantage of the unseasonably warm weather to clean the seams of the cargo trailer and patch up all the spots where he thought water might be getting through. He didn't even have to go to town for this project because he had sealant left over from when we installed the air conditioner on our travel trailer.
I'm putting this stuff anywhere there's a hole or something, but I don't think it's really leaking.
How do you think the water got in?
There's a couple places over there that look like it might seep in over time, but other than that, I don't know.
I know some of you may think more about these things than I do, but before this stage of our home build, I never stopped to think about how many holes we need in the floor for a modern home to function. The first hole we put in the yurt floor a few months ago carried all of our electrical wires through a conduit from the solar equipment shed. Now that plumbing is upon us, we need so many more holes in the floor, it's hard to keep track. There will be small holes for the water pipes and one more electrical wire coming in from the pump on the rainwater collection tanks. And there will be bigger holes for plumbing drains and air vents. Here's the hole for the toilet drain. And if you're wondering how Charles made that round hole in the cement board first, stay tuned for a demonstration of another one just like it in the utility room. Each hole has to be drilled not only from the top side inside the yurt, but also from the outside underneath the yurt. And each one needs to go through not only cement board and several layers of plywood, but also 5 inches of styrofoam insulation.
I'm getting ready to install the floor drain for the utility area. This will be in the floor here, and this will be where all the drain for the hot water heater will come in here. This is difficult to do. It's got a 4-inch pipe that has to go through the floor here, and unlike these other holes, I've got a carbide tip hole saw that can go through this hardy backer. But if I try using this blade to go through the hardy backer, it'll just dull it immediately. So what I do on these big ones is I'll put the blade down and I mark around it. And now, before I use the blade to go through the SIP panels, I have to basically carve this out with a knife and a chisel. And I'll just chisel this out. fit right there. And I'll fill in around it with foam just to make it fit just right. So this is this carbide hole saw I was telling you about. And I need to drill a hole for the cistern pump to come up in here. And I'm only going to use a 1-inch conduit to come up through here. But I'm going to use this to get through this bottom plate and the hardy backer. And then after that, I'll drill a smaller hole. This is just to make sure I get through the hardy backer without throwing a blade.
I'm happy to report that our belongings in the cargo trailer appear to have dried out after several days of leaving the trailer, doors ajar, in the relatively low humidity of the winter. So now we just need to wait for the next rain or snow to test out whether the roof has been resealed. Fingers crossed.
Still trying to get all the holes drilled. I'm getting close. There's the one hole for the floor drain, but I've got most of the holes drilled. I'm doing the hole for the cistern pump and outdoor outlets. I even did the bathtub hole on the top side. I think I'm pretty close to having everything done up here that I need. This is the drain and vent system. I've got a hole in the floor where a 3-inch drain and vent will come up. So the vent has to go on up. I'm getting ready to drill a hole in the top plate so the vent can go through it. Raining all morning, not very hard, but raining all the same. I'm going in the trailer and we're going to see if we have any leaks left. Don't see anything there. No dampness, no drips. At least for the moment. Looks like we might have got it. May change when we get some heavier rain, but we'll see.
Okay, Raven, do your worst.
We're about to go drill holes in the floor on the bottom side. I got all the top side ones done except for the water lines. And so we need to go drill up from the bottom, on the bottom side of the sit panel. And I need Jill's help to hold the vacuum cleaner because I don't want little styrofoam beads going all over the place and letting our birds eat them. So I made a chart of where all the holes are and what the hole sizes are. And I've got a 2.5-inch hole saw already on here, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that one first. And that will be right here.
Well, I think the total hole in the floor count is up around 13 at this point, and we're looking forward to pulling the pipes through and getting back to the rocket mass heater. But first, Charles will put up some of the wall paneling and build a few shelves into the kitchen side wall. So look for that in the next episode. See you then!